Hi everybody, Sherilyn here. Welcome to Makeup University. This video is going to be 3 things. It's actually part 2 of 3 things for 30 days. If you saw that first video, you know that I talked about I wanted to challenge myself to use less electricity, to use more solar. That's linked below. Oh, speaking below, hey, is this your first time here? Welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. You know what I'm going to say next. Would you please subscribe, hit the bell so you know when the new video goes up. And most importantly, would you please give this video a thumbs up because it pokes the algorithm and says, oh, show this content more. So, and I think this is content that could really help a gal out or a guy. 3 things. So the first thing I want to talk to you about, and you're like, wow, the hair, right. Before the curling iron plugged in, before the hot rollers plugged in, before you took the rod and put it in the fire and used a curling paper to curl your hair, gals back in the 1800s would use a strip of cloth. I was going to say towel, but I can't be sure it was a towel. A strip of cloth, and then they would wrap the hair up and tie it. It would look just like this, but this is the foam roller. It got 2 different. These are the really good ones. I forget the brand. I want to say it's a Squincy brand. These are the dollar store ones. And let's have a look. So, okay, look at that. Damp hair, not wet hair, damp hair with some setting lotion. And then I went about and did other things. And next thing you know, okay, that just needs a brush out. Here's the difference, and I'll have these linked below. This is the good Squincy brand. This is really old. I use these all the time, and in fact, so many drives to work, I would put my hair in these rollers and pull them out once I pulled up to work. This is the dollar store, and the difference is the size. This is really thick, sturdy, good sponge, Squincy brand. This is shorter, thinner, less dense sponge. This was $1, a pack of 5 for $1, and I think this was a pack of 5 for $10. Anywho, number 1, if we want to use less electricity, ooh, that's a tongue twister, less electricity and still maintain a hairstyle or beauty in a grid down situation right after you put on your lipstick, I would say, ladies, gentlemen, when is the last time you tried styling your hair with a foam roller? And look what's in the back. Look at this nut. I can't find all of these, like, whatever. Point being, foam roller, maybe go back to using a sock to tie up your hair. My first tip, number 1, there is a way to still do your hair if you air dried it and then wrapped it in cloth, a sock, a foam roller, one of these. You could still do your hair, still look good. Come on, come on. The next thing I wanted to talk to you about is this is a portable power bank. Whee! And it charges through this panel on the sun. And then you can see here, it has USB ports. And then these are where you can actually, I hope you can see that. This is where you can plug in to charge it off electricity. This is actually a light, and then this is the solar part. I got this when in Burbank because of all the earthquakes, and I'm like, oh wow, it is just, I didn't have it prior to then, and I bought it specifically because I'm like, there are so many earthquakes. When I was there, I must have been through like 4 big ones and then a couple of little shocks. But my mind kept thinking, oh, if the garage collapsed on the car and I couldn't go to the car to charge the phones or anything, I would always have this. So I always keep these banks charged, and I use the solar, and it's really convenient. It can do 3 devices. So anywho, number 1, get yourself some foam rollers to do your hair in case you don't want to use electricity. Number 2, just for your own personal safety, traveling on the road, earthquakes, being prepared to take care of yourself and your family, have a solar charger. And by the way, this is scandalous. I bought this 2.5 years ago, and it was $29.95. I saw now. I'll have a link below for Amazon, and it's like $50 range now. But I still think, even though it costs more, I still think it's so valuable for you to have one. And then let's talk about this. I am going to get this basic bag of brownies made. I bought a special pan. I am going to use my sun oven. Get ready to come with me. We're going to head outside. I'm going to mix this off camera because you know what you do. You dump it, swirl, pour, bake. Something to know about the sun oven. And I will go into that detail outside, but I want to make sure you see the best quality is a dark, flat enamel, not shiny anything. Like anything bright and shiny, like traditional aluminum or those disposable pans are the worst to use because it reflects the light you're trying to reflect on it. The best thing to use is a dark, matte, camping style cookware. I have none of that. I actually had to run out to the store to buy this because I didn't even have any of these. This is in the middle. This is the not the worst, not the best. Okay, are you ready to see the sun oven? Let's go. Okay, the brownie is ready to go. This is the package that I used, and it says to do 350 degrees for 28 minutes. Well, here's the thing. I'm getting ready to show you the sun oven. Mine was a gift to me. Thank you so much for the gift. But the thing about my sun oven is that I don't have a lid and I don't have a thermometer. So if this experiment works, I'm going to look into buying a new one. I've seen one that is like a tube and it has like, it all folds together. Anyhow, let's switch and I'll show you the sun oven. Okay, here it is. Look, you can see my reflection in it. This is the brownie going in. I am going to angle it towards the sun. And you can see me in the reflection. I did bring, this is kind of counterintuitive. Oh, let me tip it so you can see it better. Sorry about that. There. This is a sun oven. I read the instructions on the internet video that said to point it towards the sun. The sun is directly on it. It's reflecting. Right now it is noon. I'm going to set the timer on my phone for about 30 seconds. But here's the thing. I really want to cover it because I don't want any flies to get into it. So even though it's kind of counterintuitive, I want to cover it. Ooh, already it's super hot in there. Okay, let's put 30 minutes on the clock. And then I will come out and check it. Got 30, see that? Let's go. By the way, it is 95 degrees today. Hi. Okay, it's been 30 minutes. The timer has gone off. I'm about to show you what happened in the sun oven. I don't know what to expect. I do want to clarify, it is the same day. It's been 30 minutes. I just changed my shirt because I make social media ads for work, and I changed the shirt out to make the ads look different. And by the way, after all the rollers and brushed out, it looks okay. Now, let's see what happened in the sun oven. Let's go. Okay, I'm hand holding it. This blew into it and, oh, okay. Ow. Okay, it's hot. It looks like it is, I meant to bring a knife. Let me go get that. Actually, I'm going to do, like, dare I touch it again? Okay, it's fairly solid, but it's not cooked all the way through. So I'm going to put 15 more minutes on the clock, and I have no idea, like in here, what the temperature is. Sorry about that. Back in 15 minutes. All right, team, take 2. I have a knife. Oh. Okay, so 30 minutes. Of course I licked it. It's a little bit warm, but it's not cooked. So I'm going to say 30 more minutes. But this time I'm going to leave the cover off. Come back in 30. Okay, quick update. This has been 2 hours. And when you see this big divot right here in the center, I did the knife test and it was still gooey. And I did it in the top, in the middle, and the bottom. And I made like a little scoop in there just to see, is the top layer cooked and the bottom gooey? That's exactly what happened. So I had to actually move the sun oven too because the house shadow began to cover it. So trial and error so far. My biggest challenge is I don't know what is this temperature. And I took the lid off. I had that foil covering it but so I wouldn't get a fly. But now here we go. So I'm going to check back in 30 minutes. Okay, everybody, it's reveal time. Thanks for hanging in on this video. The whole purpose was twofold. One, I made this. I want to test myself, train myself, just learn to do something different. And I wanted to use my sun oven. If we had to just give it thumbs up or thumbs down, I'm going to say thumbs up. The sun oven worked. 3 hours and 45 minutes later, the sun oven worked. Something to note, my sun oven was a gift to me from a friend, and it doesn't have a lid, and it doesn't have a thermometer. I think these two things are key. I am going to do another experiment with the actual black mat. I'm on my way to buy it now. Black mat campware style cookware, and see if that works better. And then also, I'm curious, I don't use vegetable oil, I use coconut oil. Is this so slushy gooey because I use coconut oil? Doesn't matter. The whole point was use the sun oven, use solar. I did my hair with solar using just like natural sun drying. Then I had the solar bank, which I use for emergencies. And then the sun oven, if there was camping trip or any type of reason why you wouldn't have electricity, if you had a sun oven, you would be able to make something to eat, make something hot. Like maybe you're out of firewood, or you want to save your propane for something else, or you only have one burner and you need a second way to cook a side dish. I think it worked, and let's taste it. Well, here. It's good. It's ugly, but it's good. So, thank you for watching. Thank you for liking, subscribing, sharing. Thank you for joining me over on Patreon. Most important takeaway, I hope that you learned that there's an alternative way to not be reliant on an electrical grid. These 3 things in 30 days, 3 ways, part 2, to use solar instead of electricity. I really hope you learned something. And why don't you comment something that you know that I don't know that I should know? And I would love to learn from you too. Hey everybody, I'm Cheryl Lynn. This is Makeup University. And remember, you look really gorgeous today.